Is the United States in the Bible?
Nope, it's not. And it's called pride to assume that everything is about us.
If you look at what animals represent a nation,
Yeah, I've heard this one before. This comes from a lack of study and an assumption that the Western world is the most important part of the world. What we need to understand is that everything is written in the Old Testament from the perspective and for the benefit of Israel, the people of Israel. And they were in exile at that time. So you have to look at what countries were in existence at that time.
Great Britain's animal is the lion, and the United States animal is the eagle, and those eagle's wings grow out of the back of the lion right there in Daniel 7:4.
Actually, there's nothing in British documents that says the lion is their official animal. This comes from medieval thinking where we see kings like Richard the Lionheart maybe using a lion as their sigil, but that does not mean that the lion is their official animal. And there's a reason why he stops there. He stops right at the lion and the eagle because to go any further, he doesn't have answers. Now, some people have speculated that maybe the bear is Russia. Well, just because some people in the 80s called it the Big Bear, that doesn't mean that God did. In fact, given studies by scholars using external references as well as internal, we have a fairly good idea of who exactly these animals are supposed to represent. So first off, the lion with eagle's wings specifically represents Babylon. I'm sure you've seen statues of these creatures, right? That is an actual mythological creature that the Babylonians believed to exist and made plenty of statues about him. There would have been no problem with the Jews understanding because they would have walked by those statues every single day. Now, the bear represents the Medo-Persian Empire. There's a reason why 3 ribs are mentioned with this bear and how it's stronger on one side than the other. The Medes and the Persians were 2 different strengths, yet they were unified. But there were 3 major conquests against Babylon, and they ended up overpowering the kingdom of Babylon and taking over. This happened in Daniel's lifetime. Then you come to a leopard, which also has wings. So what leopard country gave birth to America if those wings have to always represent America? He didn't answer that, did he? This is almost unanimously agreed upon to represent Alexander the Great and his Greece, his Greek Empire. The 4 wings is agreed upon to be his 4 major generals that actually broke the kingdom up into 4 sections after his death. And then you have this terrifying 4th beast with teeth like iron. It's not even represented by any kind of animal that can be described. This is almost unanimously agreed upon to be the Roman Empire, which we do believe will be revived so that the Antichrist can take control of it again and fulfill some unfulfilled prophecies in Daniel. But this is why you need to do study before you bother making videos.